Hi everybody, my name is AndrewNguyen. Welcome to today's video under my channel. For this video, we will talk about my unboxing out of my August 2019. For this, I want to share my 2-year-old Hasbro base because of my Target gift cards, and probably the $5 off offer. Just in case if I get myself wrong, it could be about the $10 off, but we will get to while I correcting myself as I go over with such. I already recorded about 2 years ago. For this video, I want to share my 2-year-old Hasbro Burst base because of my Target gift cards that I already discarded since I already used it a lot 2 years ago. And I have the base that I wanted to show you. So let's get right on to my piano. I got myself my third copy of a Spryzen Requiem S300, which was brand new about 2 years ago. I already talked about all of these Switch Strikes parts. That is I think it could be about a 3-year-old older than the Speedstorm and Pro Series. And that is who's making this is so late. Probably this is because I tested it out and it turned out to be that light. And this is how who's making this is still later until I use the Optim. Probably on the future. In the future. Probably in the future. Like I said, only by the time if I get my second and current copy of it may be wear out, or may have its motif pop out like a spring. And that's what happened at my first copy. So stay tuned. Just stay tuned for about a long time until I feel like it. Let you know about my first copy of Zeta. And also, I offer just like my Spryzen Requiem S3 test battles regarding the Requiem project of the same subject. We already talked about the 2 rubbers, 2 steel spin, and also Madani, even though it looks pushy in contrast of a Takara Tomy and no cerulean blue paint. And it also has a slope, so who's QR code, so you feel free to check it out. So this is my third copy of Spryzen Requiem, who's like the slopes are that flat. And also I see my third copy looks almost flatter. And that is how the mechanism looks really so light. It feels really so light. And yeah, and also the do gimmick associated Madonna, so you feel free to like that. You can use the ripcord from Switch Strike launcher, or any kind of launcher that has the plug part that you can change modes to from right to left. And that's only a simple you can change modes. And we already talked about the disc. Whose weight is I feel is maybe probably lighter in my opinion, in the contrast of a Takara Tomy. That is I mean, little bit lighter, but not too much. And we already talked about it with the 3 performative modes. This is the defense, and I got the stamina and attack. So that's how we will have already talked about as we go back to 2 years ago. Coincidentally, I got the Kraken key for 11 Prevail-S Slingshock. That is the whose silver paint that we will discuss. I mean, we have already discussed it 2 years ago because silver paint is part like is removal of metal and also and all the same thing, the different colors that play their parts to replace its removal. I mean, their removal of rubber. Sorry, my bad. That is unless you can get a Switch Strike base like Infinite Citron, Tide Trap Tomb, and also Hades H3. And also the same thing goes to Escalade 4, which is one of the exceptions that has the metal on the sword, but not too much. Because some silver parts play their parts disguise under the disguise by removing its metal. And that's how that we will have already talked about. And also I feel that the almost choice for this can be somewhat later to be suitable for a Slingshock system and also Turbo Switch Strike. And also we already talked about replacement of metal and rubber affecting the Slingshock tip performances. And this is also the exclusive, probably exclusive Hasbro exclusive Slingshot drivers as well. And this is like a one of only one. And I think it is probably the one of only Hasbro exclusive drivers like Prevail Slingshot that we already have to talk about. And yeah, and this is these are the dual pack between the Phoenix P410 friction Slingshot, whose tip I forgot that is used to be removed until the release of Pro Series. That is not even. That was not even the POM palm material made for the performance drivers until the Pro Series that we already talked about. So stay tuned for my Beyblade Burst Pro Series unboxing videos. And also we will have already talked about Hasbro removal and replacement through the silver painted plastic rather than the metal, and only painted different color plastic rather than rubber. And that's all that we talk about. And also Cyclops C4, the Cyclops C4. I wouldn't mind if you guys make object as I do. I wouldn't mind that you guys make object as I do. Maybe it may have a golden patent metal. Otherwise, it is really good for the Cyclops C4 because it is Hasbro exclusive. And also you guys may object. Feel free to troll me playfully, as playful that you like. That is golden painted color can be turned, it could be turned into the metal. Otherwise, it is really good for the Cyclops energy layer. And I almost forgot about when we go back to the Kraken Cave 4. And this is two modes that is, this is the Battle Ring, by which I will be right back with cleaning with my water dip into my paper towel. So I'll be right back. Okie dokie, I'm back with that I already make it look like I already make it look like a brand new but used condition because I already use it a lot. This is the good definition of like battery mode, which is I make it acting like it brand new. I like it, which is I acted this like a brand new because I treated this to do the same thing. And once you turn into and once you get to clockwise, that means you get a Slingshock mode, which is to ride and play along with rails, and that's all that matters. And battering, that is communicate with like that battering surface of a Slingshock stadiums. And lastly but not least, and also we will have already talked about the truth behind the HasBurst removal of metal for Slingshock and switch drive base during the turbo subline. And also the same thing goes to the the same thing goes to Rise and Surge Beyblade Burst Slingshock base. And that's the truth that we will have already talked about 2 years ago. The truth reason of its removal of a metal, rather than displaying in the metal. And also the same thing goes to the talker that we shall already have to talk about rig gauge launcher. Every time you launch hard, it will tracks your launch power when you attach your bay. That is a rip gauge. That is you can go to the right. Once you launch it, either way, it goes clockwise depending how much power you can get, and you can reset it with the button as well. And also, this is a rip core, exclusively the rip core. That is a good example that you can change modes with Spryzen, Requiem, and Recent. And that is a Recent, the Takara Tomy and Hasbro Spryzen base layers. The same thing goes to the Young Toys because it distributes Takara Tomy but keep the good Takara Tomy designs, and that's it. You can change modes like this, and voila, this is that spin mode that we will talk about. We'll have already talked about the several other times. For those who may or may not know about the several times, for those of you who may or may not know when you're new to my channel. So that is we already talked about the Spryzen Requiem gimmicks a couple times. Several times that is. And also it has it's a tip on the both sides. The both tips are on the both sides that works with switch strike launchers because the way the RipTide launcher is made, akin to the rip gauge launcher, my bad, which whose digital that you can connect with only two AA batteries. AAA batteries. Sorry, my bad. I started like a rambling and I make a mistake, so don't judge me about this. So, unlike a rip gauge launcher. This is all about plastic, and this is not a digital, but you can like that the launch this and test your power, and you can launch this power like this, and it tracks your power like that. And this is probably about a RipTide launcher. So I get to my face like this. So we will go back into my face. Without further ado, let's go back 2 years ago, where I already shared with you guys and gals about my Hasbro Burst base thanks to my Target gift cards. Yeah, I know that I make this video actually is very much bloodiest / brutish. That is like a brutal / bloodiest in Takaro terminology. That is where I make this very so long. So let's get right into the end of this video. Hey everybody, Andrew here. Guess what? Before I show my first up-to-date Beyblade Burst product unboxing, but without the base stadium, I'm going to show you what I got my Beyblade products, in which I'm going to upload just the up-to-date. Ta-da! My $50 Target gift card with a pup on it. Especially it has a Target logos on the left arm of this cute puppy. And here on the back that says $50. This is no way I can show you my gift card number or the SS code, so I can't hide it. That's for my YouTube privacy. Just basically my YouTube privacy. I really don't like it if somebody else steals my Target credit card number. I don't like it. I hate gift card stealers. Well, not only is that, here's a like it says, my Target near my house is now remodeled. And we also have the booklet, and I think it's going to take it a couple of times or several times for my targets near me to work on the cafe like that. And this also is like all new adjustment for you. We rebranded your Target with a whole new look. Upgrades your love. Welcome back to your happy place. We also have the groceries, makeup, clothes, toys, and order pickup. That's really so cool. So these are two things why I got this, and I take advantage of this. I know what the coupon is, and that is $5 off coupon. I already taken advantage of the project, so I already take advantage of a $5 coupon from this Target booklet thingy. I'm going to show what product I already take advantage of this, in which I already bought. So right now, here's I got the Target bag. target bag right here. Ooh, to see the what inside here. So I'm going to open it to see the what actually inside, because of a 50 Target gift card with a cute puppy on it, and that recycle $5 off coupon, in which I already appeal order from this bookmark. Here's what of my Beyblade Burst product looks like. Ta-da! Now I have my third copy of Spryzen Requiem S3 D44 TP07. Kraken K4 D52 TS14-S. First do pack in my Bay collection, and this is Cyclops C4 D54 TS11-S and Phoenix P4 D57 TD13-S. And last but not least, RipTide Blast Set with the recolor version of Fortnite's F4 D44 TD11-S. So, without further ado, let's start with Spryzen Requiem S3 D44 TP07. So, okay, I'll start with the Spryzen Requiem S3 D44 TP07. And also, I also got first copy of this Beyblade, which is my favorite Burst Evolution Switch Strike Bay so far in my life. And I really did sold to the first copy of this Bay from 1 month before last year. 1 month before the last year. Speaking of my first copy of a Spryzen Requiem S3, my first copy of a Sega broke down, and which is why I replaced it with the second copy of a Sega. And I keep my second copy of this energy layer and a force disc. So here's a proof. I got the first copy of the Spryzen Requiem S3 with a new tip, and also the other tip I have already recycled. Like I sent it, I will put it a date by the time when I uploaded that video about first copy of Spryzen Requiem S3 Zero Zeta. And also, I have a replacement video after my first copy of the Spryzen Requiem, and that is including energy layer, zero force disc, and Zeta. So here's the two screens that I'm going to put behind these two bays. So right now for the package, when it comes to the fantasy scene, each Switch Strike base shown in the package burst either to S3 like this or tap in swipe from W3 or both of them. It's in the middle. It is in the middle of a Beyblade Burst Evolution, which is the second season of a Burst series. We got the Beyblade Burst Evolution logo, which is really so cool. When it comes to the logo, for my first impression, we have here at the top, going into the like right and turn to left, then we have the burst. We have the burst effect with the brand name Burst and Evolution. And also, we have here like a Spryzen Requiem S3, D44 TB07, and red represents this is a balanced type Bey. The icon shows that the Beyblades can normally maintain its balance because of two arrows. That's how the balance type maintains its balance. We got here the Switch Strike launcher, which is really bulkier than Blue's free spinning launchers and red lead spinning launchers. And we also have the core, which is the same model for the Switch Strike and the Slingshock base. And also, we have the information in which you can see here I go. Maybe I think the Beyblade Burst app is available through at least June 30th, 2020. And yeah. Speaking of app, there's an app right here, so you can feel free to scan the QR codes. Even though the QR codes I purchased is not yours, you can feel free to scan it. Just feel free to scan it. I don't really that mind. We also have the back here. There's like an energy layer, which you can allow this guy to spin either right or left. Speaking of this, it's like an adjustable spin direction, in which I'm going to explain why Spryzen Requiem S3 can either right or left. And also, we have the force density 44, aka 0, which is like a heavier, like in the middle of the 10 disc and double O disc. And we have the performance here, TP07. We have a 3 tip modes like attack, stamina, and defense. This mode reminds me that of a very Aries DD. And for the stats, we also have 5 attacks, 10 weights, 1 burst, 3 agilities, defenses, and staminas. We also have a BeybladeBurst.com. Yes, ice.com, and yes, if you type in Beyblade.com, you will be. I think you will be directed to the BeybladeBurst.com. Excuse me, I'm not. I don't think I experienced that because sometimes I've been forgetful. Please do not hate me though for this. do not hate me for that link. So yeah, so we also have the information, and Burst product is made by Takara Tomy and Hasbro. It's created in Vietnam. Oh, speaking of Vietnam, I have the entire family born in Vietnam. So yes, while I have one of them, well, like Mexico, I don't know though. My family members are Mexican, that is like born in Mexico. So yeah, we have the logos like the Right Sunrise, World Beyblade Association, and Hasbro. I'm going to open this bad boy and speed it up. So we have the instructions that we can see the reason why Spryzen with Korean can spin either left or right, just like a Legend Spryzen before display, and Turbo Spryzen Zero Wall Zeta Dash, and Zeta Dash Slingshock after this. And also, we go over with the 3 tip modes. We go over the 3 tip modes in which it allows you to rotate it anywhere, whatever you want. For Spryzen with Korean is 30 Zeta. There's a reason why the Spryzen with Korean and other Spryzens can change from right to left. It is because you may use switch strike, ripcord, and that's key part of a Deuce Red launcher. Not to mention Burst LR launcher made by Takara Tomy. You can change it either mode you want. It can be a left or right. And also, we have the switch strike, representing that each energy layer contains more than a dual layer system, like it changes like a free spinning disc from a Vibron W3, 3 red wheels from the Saturn A3, spring feature from the Genesis Factory V3, Factor F3, known for the 3 rubber collision bumpers, and other base that has a switch strike ability. Just only those switch strike ability. Just only for those switch strike abilities that has additional changes more than not only single but dual layers. It can be known as a god layer in Takara Tomy terminology. And also, for those of you who don't know about the Beyblade Burst, you can turn clockwise when it comes to right rotation Beyblade Burst tops, and counterclockwise when you have left rotation Beyblade Burst tops. We have each piece of a Beyblade Burst product, and there's like energy layer, force disc, and performance tip. And this tip, it can be known as driver in Takatomi terminology. Also, there's a warning signs in which you must use Beyblade Burst toss with the Beyblade Burst base stadium only. It is because other than the Beyblade Burst base stadium may lead to weariness of your Beyblade Burst tops performance tips. So that's why. I saw that happen in the Showcase deals tips because I did thinking about it. I didn't think about preventing my Showcase deal tips, and I didn't know what to do. Well, until the last summer before this. I mean like last year. That's how I formed the idea, and then is like create the Bey battle video setting. So yeah. And also on the back of this, we have the Switch Start Launcher that we're going to go over, and how to fully launch your Beyblade. Here's the symbol. Just fully attach Beyblade top underneath the launcher and launch it on any kind of base stadium. And also, just in case you may know that I have to or may not know how to win, here's a symbol. Each player can launch Beyblade Burst tops into their Beyblade Burst launchers and put a ripcord over on the Beyblade Burst base stadium at the same time. We also have a ring out finish that says if you knock your opponent out of the ring or into the pocket. A good example is that the one top that can knock out or into the penalty pocket. I saw that it happened. I saw it happen in those BeyTubers they have BB10 base stadium. I saw the couple. I saw the multiple exits. It's really so fun. It's really so fun. And survivor finish. If your opponent's a Beyblade Burst tower starts spinning before yours, and both of them are worth 1 point. And most interestingly, what's rare about this is that we can get a 2-point burst finish. If your opponent's Beyblade Burst top burst in the battle, it is called burst. And it shows that you can burst rates vary. Burst rates vary. And also, burst finish can be the 1 point, as I may see if there's frame disc fell down there during Bey battle. That's how I call the burst finish. That's what the WBO tournament says. Speaking of the force disc, Switch Strike and Slingshock force disc, as I also forgot to say, it's like the 2 gaps that you can set frame disc. It can be like counterclockwise position or regularly clockwise position to maintain its weight. And to undo putting the force disc frame, you can simply remove a force disc frame, and that is reduce weight, increasing the 5 through 50 chances of a burst finish. That makes it a lot easier. And for the Switch Strike drivers, as known as God drivers, in which it changes throughout the battle. For example, you can have a Genesis Factory V3 when it's come to the reboot. It switches from the XL and then hold Jackie flat. And also for the Hunter, which have a tight back direction, making it easier and calmer than the Extend. And when it comes to HasBurst disability the Hunter, I do actually believe that it takes a very longer time for a Hunter to wear it down in a battle like that. And for the Atomic Performance Tip, which is one of my Switch Strike, and for Atomic, which is one of my favorite Switch Strike drivers, and that is like rolling ball that can last everybody else. Even with the nothing driver. Speaking of the nothing, it features a spring like shock feature on its tip. Therefore, I have mentioned 4 of them. Just 4 of them, like Hunter, Reboot, Atomic, and Nothing, are the Switch Strike drivers, which represents additional changes rather than it being a standalone. That's being said, now we have here is Switch Strike Ripcord. I saw that the Switch Strike Ripcords and multiple copies of it came with a fraudulent product. I saw there's a Switch Strike Ripcord on YouTube maybe 4 months after 2 years ago. Copies of a Switch Strike Ripcord first comes with Berserker Rocket 4, and the one that is like my favorite Beyblade, like Wyvern W3. My another Beyblade is Fafnir S3. Recolor Factory V3. I mean Genesis Factory V3 recolor version, which is not my favorite. And starts from Battle Set with original color Genesis Factory V3, which is later re-released in the 4-pack, and the Tomb is 3, which is exclusive top only. So when it comes to the hole like handle, there's a circular hole. With the circular hole shown by the a slope part of this handle parts thingy. It's with the straight lines popping out, making it look like a cartoon version of the sun or the light spell that gives you an idea. This is what I'm going to say logically as much as best as I can. On the edge, we have a curved parts pushed inwards like that. It kind of looks like that of Hasbro original and Matosaka Ripcord, but no, this handle doesn't have mouse ears like screw nails, which is really okay. And also, this circular part is really filled in with an outline. Feel very sturdy. We also have multiple teeth without any reinforcement, as we saw from that of Hasbro Original and Metal Saga Ripcord when it comes to the teeth. Just the only teeth by itself, no reinforcement. At the end of the teeth, we have the half of the teeth, and that is all. So, as you can see, because the ripcord is already curved, I would recommend using the Beyblade Fandom article about ripcord launcher. Number 1, you can put the ripcord in the hot water, and number 2, leave it about 1 to 2 minutes. Now, step 3, you can also put the water while you put the water on it. In the meantime, while you straighten it, and number 4, leave it about 2 to 3 minutes. And also number 5, just dry it to keep it completely straight. But I don't think it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't think it has to be perfect, but I love it straight out of ripcords. On the back of this handle, there's a little part where you can switch parts from the slope of a Legend of Spryzen Requiem, which is I am starting to show you guys. And not to mention, you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing to the first chips when it comes to left Astro and right Artemis from the Cross Collision Battle set, in which I don't have it at all. But it really packs the fun. Really so nice. Now we have here is a Swiss Stripe Ripcord. It's like adorable. It's bulkier than that of blue right and red left free spinning launchers. Because it has a brand name just like in the middle of the 2 life bars singing. With the similar lines, I cannot similar. I'm not that expert at that. What kind of position of rectangle it has to be that way. And also, you can see there's 2 holes that you can insert. R stands for the right rotation. L stands for left rotation. Here's a more durable and cool. I feel it much good. Even my hands is like my finger is like larger than my mom's. And not only that, there's a plug port in which you can connect any Hasbro launcher you want, and just is to like improve the gripness and to test whatever you're comfortable with it. And there's a back view of a launcher. You can attach a plug thing of Hasbro Burst launcher, either behind or front of a launcher. That's really so cool. We have the finger assist, really so nice. And edges have its angular cut off. And on this back, we have the 4 hollow parts, which is pretty so nice. Really so nice. We also have the tabs, which you can see is like, it's like it reminds me of almost completely the Octagon because of like 5 size. So now let's see how many reps that RipTide has. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in the first quarter. That's really so awesome. Much power than that. Much power than that of red left and blue right rotation free spinning launchers, but not too much power as a super grip launcher. I love this launcher, which is not only the powerful launcher, but you can get like the master kit when it comes to Golden String launcher. It's got an extra stand for the sword launcher and RipTide Blast Set for the shark type launcher, in which I'm going to go over in the end. For this RipTide is going to talk about RipTide. I'm going to talk about the RipTide Blast Set after the 2 unboxings. And this Spryzen Requiem is 3. Speaking of the layer, we have here is Spryzen Requiem is 3. So now we got here, there's a Sega medallion compared to the TT, the counterpart on its own. And that is to the Beyblade QR code on this back. So you can go ahead and scan this code. And on this back, we also have it built in and just a little bit of hollow, which is really not that bad. And also, not only that, we have the 2 R's, which is for right spin, and 2 L's representing the left rotation mode. That is why I can adjust its spin direction. And yes, and for the sticker, when it comes to the sticker medallion, this is also the reason why Spryzen Requiem S3 used to got banned probably the 1 month before the last year, until just basically until the 3 months later after last year, and that is like a chosen customized set that has a Endguard, Chosen Spryzen, and one of the beta I cannot the familiar with. That maybe it's like the purple painted and black based bloody launcher list. This is what I think That's what I think about the Chelsea the cosplay set. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to learn about the Chelsea the customized set. I wish you can, yeah. This is why this layer used to get. This layer used to be put in the forbidden list in the WBO tournament rules, but not anymore because of, I think that this is because of the first release of Chelsea customized set, which is like in the middle of November 2018. So that's being said, speaking of the metal, this is what expires. This medallion is not actually painted, no cerulean painted, just for the silver material. I think that this is because if I like every time if I see the there would be the cerulean paint on this and leaving the chip off like the couples, I would have to buffer using either the Q-tip for the water or use the soap to make it. Yes, I experienced this to make a mechanism not work from some drivers I already tested on the last month. I wouldn't have to work or the metal polish or something. So yes, I didn't put wouldn't put the water just like I did. That's why the Jolt-S and others could have been compatible with my first copy of this layer. We have the edges of a golden eggs. We have the vines with the berries that really so awesome, really so shiny and tremendous. We also have the spear with around this red gem. Center with the unpainted thicker god chip like medallion, and there's a handle up at the spear as well. We have the 6 holes, much akin to that of Legend Spryzen and Storm Spryzen / Spryzen S2. And also we have at least 2 Raw Burst collision bumpers whose color is white. That is to the absorb. That is like a absorb opponent spin, much like a factor F3 before this. We have the 2 health. We have these rubbers are meant to be like 2 white helmets worn by the portrait of 2 Spryzen with the blue eyes. So as I talk about the F3, so that's being said, and metal part shares the material with the Scalius X3 that this can be for heavy impact because of the golden eggs made of plastic. And the right rotation, stable looks like right rotation. When it comes to the right spin energy layer, it's the same pattern as Genesis Foundry V3, even though this layer doesn't have a spring at all. But for the L, here's the hint. There's the sorts of things like tabs in which you can switch to clockwise. Boom. Here's a you may see white tabs showing you where you put the force disc. Starting with this, and if you want to go back to the right spin, tabs of a force disc is right here. It makes sure it matches the position of. Oh yeah, so here's a hint. Use the white part to guide your use. Use the white part to set the tabs of a force disc, whatever you want, and turn clockwise. And for the left spin, it does the pattern as a Lorna L3. White parts. That is like, yep, that is actually like clockwise. So we have here a D44 as no edge 0, the 0 disc. It's like in the middle. It's actually like a middle of the 10 force disc, which is a weaker, and this 0 force disc may not be heavier that much as the double O disc. Same model, nothing special, but the material is way safer than that of a Flame company. So here we have is a Sega driver. So as you can see, Hasbro, just like the Takeru told me, Hasbro has already repackaged Sega driver in the defense mode, which looked like a massive, because the ball tip, while it has the tube with the two brakes, which is not that bad. And for the design, it has like the hook like vines with the berries. It is so nice with the two flat nails. And we have here is a number, just in case if you need this, to call Hasbro replacement phone number to replace Spryzen Requiem S3 performance tip, just like I did to my first copy of a Sega, because it broke. Maybe because I put put it on the water and salt to make it loose. That's how the cylinder side of Sega driver popped. And also we have the Sega icon, which you can change 3 modes. It's definitely that mode is really looked like that of DD from the Metal Saga. Now it started with a left mode, and as you can see, as saying here, may not encourage you to do the secret mode, as shown in the Capos videos. You really don't need this secret mode between any kind of 2 performance tiers like Massive, Beat, not even between Fusion And okay, let's see. Attack tip, aka quick. So yeah, that's right. You probably don't need the secret mode as a thank you the fears to see the sector breaker like that if using the secret mode. Not between the quick massive, not between the quick and massive, and not even between the fusion and quick. Speaking of the quick, is it designated to look like an original quick, which is an attack mode position because of the stick leg right here. Only one stick leg. I mean stick foot. Excuse me, not stick feet. Excuse me about the pronunciation. Stick foot with one the boxing shoe worn by the we have it looks like the boxing shoe. It likes a part of box stylish shoe on the leg of the stick figure. It has an attack potential as I perform the attack position. It performed a semi-flower pattern, but unfortunately not as good as the fusion tip representing the stamina mode. It is because of this is the because of there's a dot like a sharp pointed in the middle of a semi-flat tip, which is really smaller than that of a Takara Tomy one because of the diameter of the sharp point. Really extremely so small. It's like it takes the little bit long time to wear it out to complete like a semi-flat tip. Nevertheless, it looks like this tip. It looks like this stamina mode tip. It looks like that of an original fusion. And of course a flash shard from the Metal Saga when it comes to Dark Wolf. So, as I demonstrate the mechanism in slopes. Oh, before I do this, first release of Spryzen Requiem S3 in Canada. It already happened either the first week of June 2018 or maybe in the middle of June 2018. And a month after the June 2018, which is like July 2018 in the USA. And now, today's a release compared to the first release. Today's a release. As the months go by, mechanism in slopes is that it's almost normal because it's kinda light. It's kinda light so you can play it around. Other than that, this layer used to be the get banned ever since the first release last year, but 3 months after, not anymore because of a chosen customized set. Now for the left spin. Let's see how the slopes are. Whoa, there is so... Whoa. Whoa. Half light and half normal. But it is okay. It really look good. And this is my third copy of Spryzen with Requiem. Just in case if my Sega driver breaks. Same goes with a force disc and Spryzen with Requiem a layer. Speaking of the first copy of Spryzen with Requiem S3, well, take a look at what happened to my first copy of Spryzen with Requiem. It has a teeny tiny piece shredded by the 12 disc, in which I kind of dislike it because of a blade without a frame. Because of this, the 12 disc is not going to be fun without the frame when it comes to the tournaments. Yep. It has a dent. It has a teeny tiny bit dent. Skewer. And the plastic part, it is because of the 12 force disc. So I'm going to wrap up my third copy of Spryzen with Requiem S3 because, well, I got the 3 set of Spryzen with Requiem S3 review video. First being the first copy of Spryzen with Requiem. Second video that represents replacement Spryzen with Requiem S3, and third set in which I teach you how to create Bey Battle video setting box and make it a walls bigger than that of the playground sandbox. What I mean to say about the Gotcha medallion is that you might think with me that this center may be a thicker, but no, I mean to say it's like thinner, which is lighter compared to its TT counterpart. That's why Spryzen with Requiem S3 energy layer, my favorite one, used to be forbidden item until the first release of the chosen customized set, and that's happened in the middle of November 2018. Speaking of in the middle of November 2018, I also have a 1 year late / original recorded Fornius F4 and Lorna L4 unboxing videos, which are the 2 Slingshock bays I ever had in my Bey collection, and whose bays, especially like mine, are already used, in which I can show the paint chips, battle damages to help you as an opportunity double check your bays every time you stop Bey battling / BeyTubing, and that is all about it, in which I have most of my Beyblades in a used condition. So I'm going to set it up right here. When in the meantime, on to the next Beyblade named Kraken K4, so let's go. In the off screen, I was straight to the Switch Strike rip cord to make it straight perfectly as much as I can. So I'm going to wrap it up Spryzen with Kraken S3. And now the next bay, Kraken K4 D52/TS14-S. We also have an orange tab. This means that Kraken K4 is a stamina type Beyblade burst top. And we also have an icon, just simple icon with the arrows pressing inwards underneath of stamina type bay. And we also have each bay is shown facing against a battery anchor V4, aka Wonder Battery B4/Winning Valkyrie. Right here on the rails, below the Slingshock subline. And not only that, Fantasy Scene right next to the sided down Beyblade Burst Turbo logo. And oh, I almost forgot, if you want to purchase the Hasbro Beyblade products, I would recommend being the 8 years old and up. So yes, that's being said. And on this back, we can get 2 attacks, 0 burst, 6 defenses, 3 weights and agilities, and 8 staminas. We have the Slingshot meter with 5 power bars and 1 speed bar. That's really so nice. Because it is a single pack, it doesn't come with any launcher. So I'm going to open it right now. So we got here is instructions that tells you how to switch modes from battery mode to Slingshock mode. We already go over with warnings, and we also as you may know or may not know, that is to download the Beyblade Burst app, scan the QR codes and battle with computers or your friends/relatives. And here we have the Slingshock, in which you can activate Slingshock to ride the rails and rush to the battles. And to activate when you activate battery mode, that's when you can defend your position in the center of a Hasbro Beyblade Burst base stadium. And you can also collect the Beyblade's tops to determine your battle in a Slingshot base stadium. And you can also vary your attack by strategy. So if you wanted to deal with a Kraken K4 Slingshot tip, you can twist, pull, and twist. Much of that of Fortnite's F4 and Lorna F4 I rated a half November 2018. And Fortnite's F4 And Luna L4 are the first slingshot toss I ever have. We have the Slingshock, in which we make it go over with the actual launcher. We know that. And also the Slingshot Stadium. And also there's a diagram of the Rail Rush-based Stadium, in which you can launch it anywhere that you want. We have here at least 4 areas of a Rail Rush-based Stadium. First being the launch zone. This is where you launch it easily to battle with your opponent. And this is like a battery mode, in which you can defend a position in the base stadium center. And Speed Cradle, which you can also stack and use the opportunity to go back to the launch zone. And the most fun part, rail system. When you activate Slingshot, your Beyblade Burst Toss can go for the rails and return to the launch zone. That's a fun thing about. That is a fun thing about the Slingshot subline. First we have here is Kraken K4 Energy Layer. Right here, just simply right here, I will discuss 3 things for those of you who may not or may actually know about the Slingshot base that can be upsetting and yet it make you so proud because of the enemy accuracy. So we have here is Slingshot Energy Layer, which is the first one. It says it to be almost a Slingshot layers, and Turbo Switch Drive base doesn't have any matter at all. That's why the Hasbro decided to put silver paint on the plastic material to fool you into imagine that these parts are like metal, but in reality, here's you made this video or other BeyTubers videos by tapping. Yep, this is turned out to be a plastic that is made like a kinda lighter than a chassis layers that has a metal on them. Speaking of a silver painted decal on the vital points, Kraken has a beak with a bulb shape look alike, but with a three teeth thingy on the edge of the arrow. And we also have the dorsal fin on the vertical edges of this arrow. We also have a nose whose color is definitely like teal, with a red eyes, center with a rhombus crest. And on the top arrow, we also have here is a up arrow on the top of the rhombus hole, in which you can put TT level chip, aka authentic level chip, but you may not have to use it in the WBO tournament it is illegal to do the such thing, but you can do it just for fun. That is like outside WBO tournaments. Outside WBO tournaments. Why? This is because the level chip is designated to minimize the shakiness that Chelsea and Turbo Slingshot layer has already experienced, and that is to increase their chance for self-burst. But with a level chip, reduce the risk of self-bursting. No shakiness, but maintaining weight. And also, speaking of around this hole, we also have here the trident. We also have a trident with the two blue horns. Really so specific. Really so specific. And also, we also have H curved edges that kind of looks like arms of a shark or the dolphin, but we have the 4 parts. We also have four parts. It's like represented tentacles. What I mean to say, it has 8 tentacles. 8 tentacles right here. Basically, there is a level chip that has the 2 gaps. Two gaps. Same goes with the 2 gaps as well. On this back, there's a code on here, so you can go ahead and test it out. And all the sides are filled in. With the center is way deeper. And here's the tabs that reminds me of that from Metal Saga regular and Showcase Steel's base, because it is designated to be the right spin engine layer, as the single pack box say. Now back to the controversial plastic part. It is because Hasbro did this, and that is to put silver paint into fool you, imagining it is on a metal. It is because what's good thing about the Slingshock base that has a level chip hole. It is because you do not have to worry about it taking the longest time of cleaning the Chelsea base that has the amount of parts on it. And what's even the best is it makes it look exclusive, more Hasbro exclusive to the Slingshot Bay, and it's also among the Hasbro exclusive burst energy layers besides Diomedes D2, whose color is vibrant green. That's what makes it lighter. And I also saw the mechanical slopes in which some are bad for Achilles A4 and Kirby's K4, because the slopes are way too lighter compared to the Legend Spryzen S3 and the scaling is a X3. Like I said before, it's about to see Achilles C4 energy layer from Slingshot. Well, whose removal of the metal makes it lighter, and that is really not that good to battle everyone from the burst format, because the Hasbro decided to replace metal with a painted plastic. See Achilles camped on burst team. Ever since my mom and I got each other railroad battle set 3 years ago, the removal of a metal has caused this energy layer to burst most of the time. And this is why I feel that I can use the C Achilles A4 versus everyone, because I want to relearn as I did from off camera. Well, I wish I would like to do the marathons, but I feel it is outdated, so I'm going to make the C Achilles A4 versus everyone from Burst Saga. Just about at least 100 or more than that battles. So here's the proof. No matter how I choose between Battering and Slingshock modes. So my test subject is a Brave Valkyrie 96 Aero Prime Evolutional SP. Watch this, round 1. Here it goes, Brave Valkyrie Physics. Let's see if, oh yes. 1, I'm in my bag. 2 points in my bag. Sorry, I got mixed up because I have yet to change my study habit, and that is not to stay up until midnight or even worse. So first to get to the 5 points is a winner, because if the Achilles do not burst in the Slingshock mode, I'm going to have to keep going. I have to keep going. Round 2. Yes. That hit from Brave Valkyrie Physics has caused the slope to burst. Round 3. Yes, I knew it. My Brave Valkyrie Physics can burst the Achilles. Yep. C Achilles A4 is the worst energy layer ever in competition. Although it looks really cool with a painted plastic, which is a replacement of a metal because of a HasBurst decision. And thus, I may use the C Achilles A4. Well, perhaps it's a losing stock combo that can battle against everybody to see how often the C Achilles can burst after getting hit from almost everybody from Burst Saga. Roll back to the 3-year-old review. But for the Kraken K4, in contrast, as I tested out of the camera last 2 nights, I tested the mechanism in slopes. It's actually the one of the heaviest slopes, the one's heaviest slope blades. Is way heavier and too tight, which is very so awesome. That's what I like about the Kraken K4 besides the Hercules H4. Now we have here is the 11 discs. Coincidentally, they are like the 11 parts combined into the completed this of it is same number. We also, on the whole, we also have the 4 telephone symbols sticking with other 4 bigger telephones thingy, but it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that 4 grippers from that Takao told me, in which you use a hand the whole bar part of the gripper, in which the honcho already used it to battle his partner Berserker Rocktavor with his opponents. These are what the 4 telephones, the 4 larger telephones thingy looks like, as I try on my best at describing. And on the each edges, we also have one curved area with the 2 rocky tabs. But there's a no built-in feature on it. But the other side, this one is like the built-in carved into the another side. So 4 smaller telephones, 4 larger telephones thingy, 4 telephone symbols, 4 bigger telephones, except for that the 2 sin. We have 4 telephone symbols, 4 the square telephone thingies, 1 curveball, and 2 parts sticking to a complete one. That's what I mean to say is 11 discs. We also have the edges. We also have the edges that doesn't come with a disc frame to maintain the less weight, which is pretty fine. We also have the 3 stars. And also, for those of you who may or may not know about the Burst Beyblades, there's the 2 gaps underneath this disc that you can insert the driver on it. Speaking of the driver, we have here is Prevail. It kind of looks similar to that of the Survive and SD, but it also have the first swirling parts like thingy around the HF/D tip, which is called the Prevail. Why I can call it this is what it looks like, a combination of the Zenith and Happy Survive, even with the 4 curved parts swirling around rapid sandy watery tornado. Here's the symbol. This is a battery mode, in which it looks like a combination of the HF/Survive, because you can switch by turning clockwise and put it up. Oh yeah, just turning, put it up, and one time snap. This is how you can call Prevail in the Slingshock mode. And for the detail, we have also the waves on this whole flat like cylinder part, which is all awesome. We also have the spring. We also have the spring in the middle of the Prevail motif. We have the Prevail motif. We also have the letter P. There's a gap between the curved part and the vertical line, making like the letter P. Now, as I fully assemble the Kraken K4 again, just like I did off screen, the slopes are like Hercules H4s, so heavy. I love the heavy and tight mechanism slopes of Turbo Slingshot base. And yeah, speaking of that, and I almost forgot about it. Two other things about the Slingshot base that may upset us and yet make us so proud afterwards. Number 2 is a controversial, and that is like Slingshock battery modes tip. The lack of the other material than plastic. As I watched the Senkyo unboxing video out of his Galaxy X4, Sword-S performance tip doesn't have metal on its swords, not even with a flat end tip, in which Senki himself feels very so disappointed. Really so disappointed. So disappointed. The reason why there's no metal material on this sword, that's as it want to make it like look similar to the original sword performance tip, but way later enough to riding the rail system. Just ride the rail system on the Slingshock mode. And also, I seek the zero pump drivers on the Slingshot base on Hercules H4, and then what I already have in my collection, the Phoenix P4. There's no PON driver. Maybe this is because Hasbro may not could not afford to put the lightest weight metal on the Sword-S. Not even Hasbro that could find POM pump drivers to match the Takara Tomy ones like Friction and Eternal. And what Eternal? That was the makes it like a very part of Hercules H4's tip and Phoenix P4's tip like lighter enough for a rail system. Got like a number 3 Slingshock performance tips in the Slingshock mode. Sometimes if you launch a Slingshot base on the base stadium, that's a rail system. That's a rail system and all, just like your Slingshot base stadiums has. Slingshot base itself can go to the penalty pockets or the exits of any base stadium. Whenever the Slingshot performance is like a controllable, because some width of the tips is actually like bigger, and I already tested for the Slingshot mode. It takes a lot of practice. If you may test Slingshock modes, and here you can say never. I can't do it. Do not give up. Do not give up. That is that's what happened if you flat launch Slingshot base in the Slingshock mode so hard, but you can test it to see if they perform a flower pattern. Some didn't have been trouble doing a flower pattern, and something does have the flower pattern capability. And we're back to today about the Heat Salamander S4 12 operates Slingshock versus Archer Hercules H4 13 Eternal Slingshock. Why are I saying the only Slingshock battle? Well, this is because Hercules H4 and Salamander S4 shares the same problem with Fafnir F4. No matter I set 3 of them into the Slingshock mode, whose Slingshock modes go back to battle ring mode on their own. It doesn't have to be perfect, depending on how much you can launch. So I'm going to use the Guys Factor F4 as a special guest. That is about who is free spinning disc. Well, it can be a little so that battle ring mode is set from the Slingshot mode on Hercules H4's and Fafnir's F4's own, and that is set each other into the battery mode, representing the Slingshot mode perhaps they is supposed to be. Same thing goes to Salamander S4. It's about whose barrel is so loose that it cannot stay. This is why the Heat Salamander S4 will be set to battery mode on its own, not Slingshot mode. And that is about the 6 times how Slingshot systems affected their own performance tips. Now I'm going to set 3 of them into Slingshot to see if they set each other into battery mode just on their own. Round 1. Look at that. Look at that. There's 2 upper right rotation Beyblades. Well, almost 1 out of 2. My bad. That is a Fafnir. Set itself up into the battery mode by itself because of a lightweight free spinning disc. Which may not properly tight at all. Round 2. Observe. Second time so far is that the Hercules H4 overall set itself into battle ring. After Factor F4 in the previous round. Well, it's pretty tight up. Round 3. Pro. His Salamander S4 and Hercules H4 shares the same issue. Hulu's gimmick has caused it to transfer from Slingshock to battery. 2-1. Round 4. Start. Okay. Round 5. Start. Whoa, Fafner is really so close. So. Round 6. Start. This means Hercules H4 is the winner of the test battle. We have the HasBeys K4 7 atomic slingshot, whose tip up with the same name. Well, it transferred from slingshot mode to battery mode because the up is. I think the up is how tight it is hazardous HasBeys K4 is. Because the up is a way to. I think it's about is on the layer. As I test it out. So, another test battle. Definitely, this would win. Watch. Because the hazard this HasBeys don't set itself into the slingshot. It still wins though. It still wins. Round 2. We got the major contest in the battle floor. Well, this is the floor, aka Tornado Rage. Round 3. Whenever it gets hit, Hercules throw punch its arrow and bow around its opponents. And as of her has a HasBeys, when it gets hit, the chains rebounds like a spring. Round 5. What is done is done. HasBeys K4 7 atomic slingshot is the winner. This is how the second time. This is about the second time how slingshot affect its own performance tips. Should I say how slingshot system cause its performance drivers and affected their performance. Now, roll back the 3-year-old review about the Kraken K4.
Yep, that's about it for me with a Kraken K4 and 3 controversial things that made upset us and later make us proud of a Slingshock base. The problem is that the Hasbro may have do the deed that is to keep the Fafnir F3 F4 Skimmy for. What's worse about the Slingshock energy layers is that Asenki and his fans were displeased. I mean, they has been displeased, and there's like 3 Factor F4s, lower jaws, maybe the rubber, but in the reality, it's turned out to be all plastic. That's what makes Senkyo and his fans like me disappointed. But nevertheless, just like an atomic bearing and nothing, absorb that as I can also have a life in a death potential, in which I think he tried to test to the hand spin. Even without the rubbers, Factor L3 can still spin from the other base. So this is why the Slingshock energy layer is like a controversial. When I got to the Factor F4, even though it doesn't have a rubber, the rubber in which it has it can be the lazy and disgraceful, as you guys may say. I imagine that I can play with Indigo entirely plastic lower jaw of Fafnir. It is like Ray is saying when he does it, like to fly. It is like it's like a hey puppy, look at the door. That's when I get to the Factor F4 and Rudar R4 dual pack. So that's it for me for the Kraken K4. And now the next Beyblade, in which I have the first dual pack. Okay, just like I got my favorite Beyblade Burst Bay, Spryzen with Korean Zero Zeta, and my current favorite Slingshock Bay, and that is a Kraken K4 and Kraken K4, whatever you accidentally pronounce it by accident, if you're like me. I already use 50 target gift card on Spryzen with Korean S3 and Kraken K4, in which I already moved onto the pile. We got the Cyclops C4 and a Phoenix P4. And as I already paid the gift card, I already emptied the balance, so I already reduced the price of this dual pack, and that was like a $5 according to my receipt. And that is I can use the credit card to do so, which is really so okay. So on the fantasies, just quickly on the fantasy scene, we have here the H2 pack Beyblades shown in the package of Battle Chuffer, and both of them are right on the rails to catch up with the Chuffer, So we have a name tag and that is a Cyclops C4 D54/TS11-S. And we have a Phoenix P4 D57/TT13-S. And when it's come to the defense symbol, we have a shield centered with a Beyblade burst top. And the color is yellow green tag. That means while Cyclops C4 are the stamina type, Phoenix P4 is the defense type. Now onto the stats. Now for the stats, Cyclops can have a 1 attack, 1 burst, 3 weight and agilities, 4 defense, and 11 staminas. And for the meter, we have 4 power bars and 2 speed bars. And now for the Phoenix. We have a 1 attack, 1 burst, just like the Cyclops C4, but 5 weights, 5 agilities, which are the two parts of the differences between the Phoenix P4 and Cyclops C4 when it comes to weight and agility. We have the 2 stamina and 11 defense. And we also have 6 speed, which is perfect. Nothing special. We have the 0 power. 6 bars of the speed. This one comes with instruction, in which I apparently don't need it because I already saw JP0T unboxing out of Cyclops C4 versus Phoenix P4, aka Phoenix. It can be known as a Phoenix Revive Phoenix P4 in Takara Otomi terminology. Phoenix P4, it can be known as Revive Phoenix P4 in Takara Otomi terminology. Starting with the Phoenix P4 energy layer. So we got here on the center of an energy layer, we have the Phoenix that kind of looks like whose face is kind of looks like the Falcons and or the Robo doll from Power Rangers SBD, but with a no donkey nose on it. Instead, you can see that it has the blue eyes on the head of the Phoenix, and it has a neck shaped like the feathers. It kind of looks like a rainbow macaw. And on its chest, we have a rounded shape sticking with a lower body whose color is like fading from the white to the dark blue. And we also have the wings. with the 2 sabers sticking in the air. We also have the lever chip hole and 2 gaps in which you can put a lever chip to maximize the weight of this energy layer. And when it comes to the armor, each side is in the vertical view is that we have the silver panes on the plastic material, not metal. As already discussed about the energy layer of the Kraken K4, we also have like the spear. If you can imagine two lower spears, it kind of looks like that head of the phoenix, but no eyes and no mouth. It also have the 4 sharp edges in which that can help impact and affects the other basic performance who oppose this energy layer. And also on the horizontal view of the armor, or horizontal view, I mean to say horizontal part, we have the 2 blue arrows with 4 wings. 4 wings on his armor ring. So here's the hint. Once you remove the armor, you notice that there's a hole right here, and pull it off. This gives a Phoenix people gives the opportunity to knock its armor by accident out the ring, or knock armor against the base who oppose it. I already saw the Phoenix before, in which the Beyblade kids already tested it on the strategy. Be the one episode Beyblade Burst, be the one, just coincidentally one that has like Phoenix. So I would suggest watching it. It's really so fun. And Phoenix knocks his armor off and against the opponent and burst it. Really so freaking awesome. We also have 2 hooks with 4 wings. We have 2 hooks. We also have 2 triangulars per point. That's my like again the 4 teeth. Freaking so nice. And all of this back view is actually hollow. Yep, it's like a hollow on it. And the blue arrows, yep, so hollow, but very so small for my fingers to touch. And here the energy layer without the armor, we see there is not only 3, 6, but 7 dagger like battery points to make it to outlast the opponent, whatever is good or not for its opponent, and that is like outlasting opponent effectively if an armor came off. More like a cast off feature from Kamen Rider Kabuto. It's like cast off, change, insert name of the insect, which can be beetle, stack beetle, wasp, dragonfly, and change, scorpion, change punch hopper, change kick hopper. That's why they say that it looks similar, easiest version of Kamen Rider Kabuto cast off feature. So there are also the QR code, so you can go ahead and scan in while you may check that it turned out to be the sparkly on its back on the Phoenix P4, and with hollows because it represents like fire. And then we have the 7 flames surrounding the Phoenix. Once you either win or lose the battle with the Phoenix P4, you can put the armor back to the original state and turn clockwise. And yes, as I want you to be careful about launching the Phoenix P4, if you touch the armor on the launcher, sometimes if the armor may came off by accident and you have to launch it again and figure out which component that you can turn clockwise. That's being said. We also have here the 10 disc. Coincidentally, there's a 10 pentagon outlines with areas built in. 10 areas built in with a 10 outline of pentagons. And also we have the spears. It's like very so smooth. 2 smooths are pretty so smooth with a 2 built-in parts thingy. We also have 4 stars as well. And also there's the back of the size. 2 back up at the 2 sides, which kind of looks like a plate to me. And also we also have Friction-S. It kind of looks like the Friction-S is like the friction because of center. We have at the center right here you can we have at the center that kind of looks like the POM driver of the same name, but no, it doesn't have the palm material at all. Instead, it's made to be the plastic. It's made out of the plastic with a circular outline with a ball tip. That width of the entire tip is like small. And that ring part is kind of bear striking to that red ring of the friction driver. And for the base, it's like a gray, kind of gray compared to that of a pawn driver of the same name. We got also 4 swords sticking closer to 4 bars. This is the battery mode in which it retracts small ball ended tip. But if you switch to the Slingshock mode, you can get wide hole flat tip. Excuse me, my unintelligent camera app of my smartphone is acting weird. Acting so freaking weird. This is what the Friction-S in a Slingshock mode looks like, and that is to perform like wide hole flat tip. When you try to back to battery mode, you can get you can get you can get a battery mode with the ball tip explodes. And also we have the frictional motif, in which you can see there is like 2 charges thingy, because of these 2 shapes are the same thing to my smartphone charger, with the bronze facing a flat ended upper claws, 2 claws. So for a Phoenix P4, the only way you can fully sample is to touch and feel, feel performance tip. Whoa, look at this go. It has a heavy tight in slopes. Heavy tight mechanism in slopes, which is so awesome. Heavy tight mechanism in slopes. And here's the components I tell you not to do. That is to like Phoenix. That is like, oh, I thought that you may not use the Phoenix energy layer as the arena console by accident, but no, it's really so good. Looks really good. It looks really good. I'll be right back to when I get my Switch Strike Ripcord to the screen of this video. I'll be right back. So okay, I'm back with a Switch Strike Ripcord. I straightened up perfectly. Well, simply almost, which is so fine. So I got my Switch Strike launcher to see which components I'll tell you not to touch. That is to... Oh! Oh! Disc without plastic material, it works really fine. But what happened if I touch this? Oh! Here's what happened. This is what I tell you not to touch silver parts of Phoenix armor. Not to touch silver part of Phoenix armor. Let's see okay. This is why you should. I don't say you may not touch Phoenix P4 energy layer, as you accidentally touch it armor and let it came off. Let's see what happens if I touch blue arrows. For blue arrows, it is okay. Now, for the silver parts, no. You cannot touch the silver parts. The only you may touch is blue arrows, which is okay. Freaking decent, cool with awesome slopes. The one thing is the best is that you can touch friction driver or force this driver actually okay. Friction and 10 disc, actually okay. But for the ring, Pro, blue arrows. Oh, I was wrong about this. Sometimes if you touch a blue arrow so hard, you may accidentally take off the armor, which can be sometimes bad. The only one you can touch is force disc or friction just S-tip. That's being said. Oh yes, I almost forgot. The weight of the 10 disc, the weight of the 10 disc lags behind not only 0 disc from the Spryzen with Kraken or Fornius F4, but way lighter than a double O disc. Yep. Yes, for disc. For the 10 disc, kinda lighter than a 0 disc, but way worse. But way lighter than a double disc. That's being said about the 10 disc. Now we have here is Cyclops energy layer, which is one of the Hasbro Slingshock exclusive energy layers. So we have here is a hole on the olive green horn, and also we can see there is a white transparent armor with the 4 rounded spikes, and we also have red outline for Cyclops' eye, just only one eye. We have I see the pupil. We also have a pupil and a scholar. We also have the golden teeth. We also have the golden teeth, in which you can imagine white, pearl transparent plastic part. It's like the beer. It's like the beer.
Okay guys, I'm back. So anyways, we have here is at least 10 upside down trap size with at least 10 olives rounded on them. And not only that, I can count not only 3, 5, 7, but 9 bars. Each 9 bars in the middle of 2 trapezoid thingies. So yes, that's it being said. And also 4 bars. We'll also have the 4 bars in the middle of 2 upside down rectangle that has like purplish white transparent triangle parts. That's what makes it like a star-shaped helmet to Cyclops. Cyclops, which is not that bad. On the backfield, there's a QR code surrounded by the hollow areas, which can be somewhat bad. But I even forget this. So we also have here the 5 disc. Coincidentally, there is 5 numbers. saying the same number of the same name because the original position, no mirror version of it. We also have the two single parts that holds 5 above the 2 holes per each single point. And also on this side, as I flipped, I can see the almost perfect shape 5. So yeah, on the next to the right triangle. That's a really so dramatic. Speaking of the dramatic, we have here the 2 smaller 5s roaming down and marching into the infinite, and it doesn't never stop. It doesn't stop. Yes, this is my first impression of a 5 since by the time I reviewed the Blast Genius J4 use review. So each 2 sickles has a 5 on it with the 2 holes on both of them. And we also have a 1 perfect 5 on this side, and on the other side 2 5s shaped like the lightning effect. That's being said, on this side we can see there's the parallel lightning effects going around, which I can to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just in the middle of the 2 smaller rectangles. And also we got 3 stars on his back. That's already so dramatic in my opinion. Then we have here is Flugel-S. I never have the Flugel-S, but yeah, this is a combination of either downforce 105 or downforce 145 and then the SD mix it together into this driver. But here's also the gimmick, which you can slide the 2 tabs to just like you way that you do to the HF/S from the Storm Aquarium of a Metal Saga. But here's a look similar, and that is turn clockwise to initiate the Slingshock mode with a whole flat because the SD pushes down, unless if you wanted to do the battery mode, you can do turn counterclockwise. That's being said. And also we also have the symbol, more like a Flugel's motif. Just hold it a second. So yes, that's being said with the letter F, but it's shaped like the pistol gun to me. It's shaped like the pistol gun to me. That's being said, you see there, yeah, just the code numbers that just in case I replace this the code numbers. We also have a code numbers, just in case. That's being said, just in case I can replace it if it takes us the longest time to the wear down or to be broken. So, as already the test while assembly, mechanism in slope is normal. That's being said like normal. Just like almost the same as Starter Pack and Epic Rivals Battle Set Battery V2 tops. That's being said. And also, I got to the meter, which you can see. Starting with Cyclops C4. So I have a Cyclops C4 energy layer, and that weighs 10.2 grams. For the Defy disc, 21.1 grams. Now for Flugel-S, 5.9 grams, which is really so nice. Now for the Phoenix, I'll start with the armor. And oh, I almost forgot to mention it. The reason why there's a look around, and there's the two holes with the two white peas. Two they'll put the Phoenix armor back to its energy layer. So now for the armor, .2. Now for the Phoenix without the armor, 7.7 grams. Now when I put the armor back, but first I'm going to make a one-time click. Oh yes, it is already tight. 11.9 grams. Now for the 10 disc, 23.5. Lastly, Friction Disc S, 6 grams. Let's see if I switch it into Slingshock mode. Same. So that's it for me to go over with Cyclops C4 versus Phoenix P4. Now until the last bay, RipTide Blast Set. Now for the RipTide Blast Set. We also have the fantasy scene where you can see the 40 set for the showing in the package, and also this shark launcher can have a power gauge, and that is to measure your launch power. So as I already go over stats of a 40 set 4, nothing special. With 0 attack, 2 bursts, 3 defenses, 9 weight, 0 agilities, and 2 staminas. And right here, as I can't remember, I got the Slingshock base stadium about six months ago. 6 months ago, and that is to have the one rail system only. And on the center, there's a bumper right here as well. And for the launcher, you can spin either right or left spin Beyblade burst tops. As right here, we have the Slingshock meter with a 1 bar of power and 5 bars of speed section. On here, there is the information about Beyblade Burst app on it. And it turned out to be Hasbro must have already postponed expiration date of a Beyblade Burst app, and that is December 31st, 2020. And on the left side, we have here is front view of a shark launcher, aka the RipTide launcher. Next to Beyblade Burst Turbo logo from below. And also that's like a barcode. That says like a barcode. Before I open this box, first I purchased this and then $5 off coupon to make it together and reduce into that is to reduce into that is to reduce $15. And I already press pay and use the credit gift card and a balance. I used to get it $11. That's how I get it like $11 gift card balance left, and I already used it later on my dual pack of Beyblade Burst Turbo, which is the first dual Beyblade Burst pack. So that's it being said. So now it's time for me to open this bad boy, and I think I'm going to be right back because it starts to reach 11 and I cannot show it more than 11 p.m. So I'm back from the lunch. Now I'm going to start with RipTide launcher ripcord. When it comes to this ripcord, we have multiple teeth on the both sides of this ripcord. Because of both teeth, just simply both teeth on the both side of this bar thingy, just like, yes. And of course I get so excited, and that is to multiple teeth, right here. And the edge of this ripcord is flat-ended. And also, there's a bar attached with the ripcord part of this handle. And we also have here the ring, which has a hole in the middle next to the something that bulge up. Some parts that bulge up. I mean, one part that bulge up, bulge out. And also, it has a look similar to that of the Switch Strike. It looks like the Switch Strike. And because of the two curves push inward, but what Hasbro revised this handle is that you can see there's a hollow area. You can see it can be the happy because of a curved line, and sad if you flip upside down. Same thing. And also, it also have the key part in which you can switch either Legend, Spryzen with Kraken, Turbo Spryzen, and the two of the Beyblades like a left Astro and right Artemis / right and left Eclipse or Eclipse or whatever I say. So that's the thing to say. So compared to the regular Switch Strike ripcord, on the first hand, so this ripcord's layer flat down with multiple teeth on the both sides of this part, and also have a flat end it. Because of both teeth, and also have a stopper in which you can attach RipTide launcher, maybe only, and also the same similar. As I said it again, similar design, but no lines surrounding the hole. Just the perfect circle bulge out, and with the curved part reinforced with that shape parallelogram thingy I may not be familiar with. And yeah, it also shares the same mechanism in which you can switch modes, not only Spryzen, excluding the Spryzen and Spryzen 2, but left, of course, left Astro, and right Artemis. Not to mention, because of the two bases of a Diaboris, like I think I cannot read. I'm not that expert to that. What's a layer base that can change using? Diaboris with a 2-layer base. Like I cannot remember the completely, but I'll figure it out. So that's being said. And on the other hand, this Switch Strike ripcord has the D facing downward, leaving the upper side on the top flat, and also have a flat end with the one teeth. And also we have the perfect circle with the area filled in, and for a hole. This is what inspires Hasbro to create the handle like this, but it has the lines surrounding a hole, representing. It kind of looks like the sun or light bulb to me. And also, there's a key part in which I already mentioned about the latest Spryzens. Not Spryzen, and nor Spryzen is too. And also, the width of the RipTide launcher is actually so big compared to the Swiss Strike Ripcord. So that's being said. So we got here is RipTide Launcher. RipTide Launcher with one of the Hasbro powerful launchers besides the Scaly Sword Launcher, Super Grip Launcher, Swiss Strike, and of course the Swiss Strike Launcher. Yeah, the Swiss Strike Launcher. So that's being said, because we also have the power gauge surrounded by the curve line with a dorsal fin that kind of looks like the Pixel X, and for the tail, it kind of looks like the shark fin, but that part of each shark body detail is like curve, leaving the edge stretching. That was to stretching and created the sharp edges right next to the brand name Beyblade, whose color is white. And also we have a blue eye, the Fornius head that looks like a shark because of the shape it looks like, with the silver parts, both lower jaws and upper jaws with 3 teeth. And on his forehead, we also have the 3 bars that the push inward, leaving the 3 areas part on the top of his forehead. And we also have the dorsal fin right here. And on the back side of this build, there's a QR code, so you can go ahead and check, just in case if the RipTide launcher becomes defective one day, just one day. Where there's also a code, and there's the B and B dash number that's being saved with a hollow part of the top part of a Forni's head. Same goes with a small piece of the Forni's lower jaw, just like the Swiss Strike launchers. It shares the tabs, which allow you to spin right or left Beyblade burst tops. And we also have the reinforcements, in which I can congratulate HasBurst for the hard work. And we also have the 2 holes right here. And I must have forgot about the letters, and that is like an L for the left spin and R for the right spin. So I don't mind either. I don't mind if I could insert it in the right spin hole or left hole. Either way, I can still count how many reps it does. A RipTide Shark has more than that of a Swiss Strike launcher. One. That's 2. I try not to do that fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that's I can say 4, 5, 5.5. Just basically the 5.5. it's kind of the ripcord is like first quarter longer than that of the Switch Strike ripcord. As I already tested off screen, in which I already did it for the first time in this video, I may have an insert. But which is it seems really so fine, but it would be the best if the RipTide launcher has a hose that can hold both tips, because of the flat top part of a Switch Strike ripcord. Maybe somewhat uncompatible. And yeah, because of the top part of the tip component of a Switch Strike launcher, I think the gauge may start to speed on just a teeny tiny bit. And oh, every time if you test the test band, you can press white button to see how this works. And I noticed that the power gauge no change. There's no change. Even for the leg spin, yeah, it doesn't work with the Switch Strike ripcord at all. I don't think it. Oh, maybe I can still flip a Switch Strike like that. So that's being said. But that is like to do the more power. That's more power. That's much like it. And see how it affects the gauge. Yeah, I recommend against Strike ripcord because top view is so flat, not really suitable for the RipTide launcher. So it makes sense that the RipTide launcher can hold both tips. I don't mind it either. Do this. Let's see how it affects the power gauge. And oh, I almost forgot about the power gauge. That is you can start with the white saber piece, and that is going to the higher point, going to the highest power to test your launch, to see how good it is, and you can use it as an opportunity to launch it harder, in which you may not afraid it at all. So here's what happens. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. As I carefully in a controlled way, that means the sharp pointed ridges, like regular launch. I think the regular launch. Every time you're done the launch ripcord, you can press the white button and do it again. So that's being said. And for this, let's see how this works. Let's spin mode. And my power gauge tends to be increased. Little bit more power compared to my first test launch. Let's see what happens if. Oh yes, I can do the controlled launch. I can do the launch. I can do the launch of whatever you want. But here's the proof. Less power. So I will recommend facing. I recommend facing down. So that's being said, and that's to the conceal your ripcord, which is so nice. Yep, that's being said. And of course, I rated straight up at a ripcord, which have both teeth. Rated so nice. Works with both right and right spins. Priceless. I mean, the $20 of a RipTide launcher, really so nice. When it comes to any gel layer like Fortnite's F4, we have the golden trident in the middle of the two sharp edges that looks like the golden axe, because the shapes that it looks like, because the curved areas, while each enough for the sharp edges, which you can see one leg that reminds me of that of the baby tree, and one leg kind of looks like that leg of Asian Megalosaurus, not the present one. It's about the ancient Megalosaurus that used to have 4 legs, biting at the leg of the iguanodon, which I think it is with a horn, iguana can bite the neck of the Megalosaurus. So that's being said. The color of the trident and the edges point is very way vibrant compared to original Fortnite's F4 trident part. Yeah, that's like a way vibrant and brighter compared to my first Fortnite's F4 from the starter pack. We can see there is blue transparent plastic material rather than a metal, made to be look like whole body of a Fortnite. Each of them has like 2 doors to the Fortnite's body that can have doors opening in the end. Square like part of its second fin, and another one, the third one, I mean to be the smaller than the before that one, and the fin the smaller than before that. In the ones of Fortnite's head, we can see that there's a hole. You can facilitate level chip. And this one doesn't have a hole on it. The color is completely black. Black, which is it's similar to that base of the original color Fortnite's F4. And we also have just a little bit of hollowness on it, and 4 triangular nails. And this one, here's the color. You can also go ahead and just scan it. The choice is yours. And for the D44, nothing special. Just with a 1 star. And for my third copy of Spryzen and Requiem, 3 stars compared to the recent copy of a 0 disc. And now we have here is yard dash ass. This yard ass is kind of looks like an original yard because of the because of the disc part, in which each 4 of them 4 curved areas push inward, center with the two rectangular pegs sticking it together into the complete disc. That's what I think it's going to mean. Center with the disc. We also have 4 areas. 4 gaps, 4 smaller gaps in the center with the ball rotating tip, which is not stronger as an atomic in my opinion. It exposes the rotating ball onto that ring. That's what is called a battery mode. And also when you switch it, just like I did to the Prevail-S from the Kraken K4, you can simply twist. Oh yes, you can simply twist and pull up and twist until it makes a one-time snap. Then you have the wide hold flat, extreme hold flat. That's what makes it complicated for the 4 to spin around in the front of a tornado ridge of any base station that doesn't have rail system, just a silent them. Only for it can be bad for the Slingshock based stadiums. So that's being said. And we also have a motif. We have the 2 Ys reinforced with a line, and the top parts of the letter Ys. The Ys shaped like the key. This color is like almost blue. It matches the same of that RipTide Ripper launcher called RipTide Blast Launcher. So that's being said, and oh, I almost forgot, and that is to do measuring. Now for the recolor Fornius F4 energy layer, which weighs 9.6 grams. Now for the 0 disc, if it with a 1 star, 21.9. And let's see what is the same as the Fornius F4. Oh wow, 23.1. 23.7, excuse me. Yes, it's like a little bit heavier than that of the racing disc like this. Wow. And for the yard, 7.2. Now for the slopes, and that is moderately heavy. Before I end this video, I'm going to catch up with a Spryzen with Korean components. Same goes for the Kraken K4. And then one by one for the example for Beyblades. Before the Fornius F4 from the RipTide Blast Set. So here I go. Spryzen with green energy layer, 14.4 grams. And same thing in our left spin mode, 0 disc, in which I already did. What? 2.7. Sailor Driver. 5.7. Same goes for the other modes. Stamina. Yes. 5.7 grams. And attack. Yes. Now to fully assemble Spryzen Requiem, whose slopes. Oh, it's so light. Now for the fully assembled Spryzen Requiem, which weighs 43.7 grams. In our right spin mode, 10 grams. Next Bay Kraken K4, 8.5 grams. '11 disc, 18.5 grams. Prevail-S, 5.6. I hope it's the same. Yes. And how much weight the Kraken K4 top is? 32.6 grams. Now for fully assembled Cyclops C4. 37.2 grams. And same in the Slingshock mode. Fully assembled Revive Phoenix P4, 41.3 grams. And when I took off the armor, you can get to 37.2 grams to reduce the weight. Now to revisit the 0 discs. For Spryzen Requiem, it got 3 stars, and 4 got 1 star. Again, 23.7 of Spryzen Requiem S3. And listen how much it weighs. 21.9 grams. It's kind of lighter than that of the same disc, but from Spryzen Requiem S3. Now for the Fornius. Oh yes, I already did it. I measured all the components. Let's see that. Oops. Whoa, it's like a little bit light, but in the normal mechanism slopes. So now for 38.7 grams, and that is it for me to waiting time. Now for my outro. So that's it for me to go over $50 Target gift card Beyblade Burst Tops unboxing. I AndrewNguyen will see you later with more Beyblade Burst tops. Bye bye until the next video. And that is a Draft Phoenix P4. And do not forget to let it rip! That's all, folks. So that's a wrap about my 2-year-old Hasbro Burst Base unboxing video. Yeah, I know that this video actually like that brutally longest. Yeah, I know this video is like the brutally the honest. So I already I will have the timestamps for this video, so you do not have to watch this the video. So once again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a like, comment, and or subscribe/follow. I know that this video is so long is they may cause you to dislike this video, so this is all okay. This is no big deal. Otherwise, spend you later with more videos regarding about the Turbo Achilles Tops remake. See you later with the Turbo Achilles review remake rather than the original, and it's pretty that much that the softer and cleaner, pretty much cleaner and with a smooth quality. And that's about quite it. This is about quite it about this and this video after this. Have a good time and enjoy yourself letting your Beyblade tops rip into your favorite base stadiums. See you soon.